Hello!
Hello!
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Adam.
Welcome to I Love You But, where we talk about common relationship issues.
And our advice on how to deal
while we drink wine.
while we drink wine.
That was a real big pregnant pause right there.
Pregnant pause.
Yes.
Bursting
a
out
pregnant pause. Tonight, I love you, but we need to talk about arguing.
We do. We should talk about it.
I know we don't want to talk about arguing, but you have to.
We want to talk about arguing about as much as we want to argue, which is not. But it's important. And through a little analysis and a little self-examination, I think we can all learn something. There you
Whoa,
go.
philosophical Adam.
Hey, I'll be
Hey-o.
here. Dr. Phil. So I was strolling down TJ's, just like we were strolling down memory lane a moment ago. I was looking for what we were going to drink this evening, and I was feeling something a little oaky, something, a little full-bodied, something with a lot of meat on the bone, so to speak. And I was like, okay, Cabernet or Zinfandel. Found a Zinfandel. And this one is bourbon barrel aged. So this will be the second bourbon barrel aged wine that we've had. It's called 1,000 Stories.
When I first saw it, I thought it said 1,000 calories.
It's not 1,000 calories. Chipotle burrito in a bottle. 2015. Small batch number was 23. It's about $15, so
Awesome.
Moderate price point, and I'm excited. I'm going to do the honors on this one since I picked it out today. I'm actually really stoked about having a red wine.
It took so long to open this bottle. I would have already been open by now. I mean, this would have been in my mouth already.
Why does this happen to me?
Why did you do that?
To be fair, that was a lot more. I've never had wine pop like that. Hey, good looking.
What are you doing?
Why am I corking this? Ooh,
Give it to me.
it's a nice
You
cork.
don't know.
No.
You don't know how to drink it.
No! So it smells like wine.
Good one.
It's really soft, but it's really fruity. This is like the most chill Zinfandel I've ever had.
I like it.
Darn.
Adam's gonna keep going deeper and deeper down this rabbit hole of this softness of the wine. I don't know if I'm gonna get drunk off of this.
You will. We will.
You don't know that.
I'm fairly sure of it.
But you don't know.
I kind of know.
You've never had this wine before. You don't know how it's gonna work.
I have had wine before, and
Whoa.
I think...
What are you saying about me? That I've never had wine before?
I
I don't know what I'm talking about?
I know you've had wine before. You
Are you mocking me?
alcoholic southern babe
Whoa, why are you... I don't even know if that's an insult.
who listens to Jimmy Buffett.
Anyway, you do too.
I do.
Anyway,
This is not productive
we'll
arguing.
be right back to talk about arguing. Right?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I hate you.
Ugh.
You're not my dad! So we got some vino in us.
We do.
I was acting drunk before. Now I'm definitely acting drunk
And
now.
he's actually drunk.
Pretty much.
So tonight we're talking about arguing.
Oh my god, that's right. We had so many conversations throughout this wine that I forgot that we were talking about arguing tonight.
So every couple argues.
All of them.
And if you're like, we don't argue, it's too early.
You know what's funny? Because
It's
I
true.
used to be like, Kelly and I never argue. We never argue. And then it got into
We didn't.
Yeah. But then it got into like, well, we've only argued that one time. There
Yeah.
was a big fight, The biggest argument we have is like, where do you want to go to dinner?
Yeah.
Our life is so good.
But we didn't even really start having arguments, I would say, until like 3 years in.
Probably.
Everyone's going to argue. The first thing I want to talk about is this idea that our friends gave us actually almost a year ago.
Was
Almost
it?
exactly a year ago. Yeah, maybe like a week and a year ago.
I'm glad somebody's counting.
Yeah. So we were at our friend's house. We were having a dinner party, and I don't know how arguing with your partner came up. We started talking about that. Maybe we had an argument or something.
Wonderful dinner conversation.
It was.
Tell me, how do you two fight?
So we were talking, and our friends, Michelle and Richard, we love you, they told us that they have a term for when they're arguing, but it's obviously that their partner is upset about something else. You know, it's not about what you're arguing about. So I'm sure that you've come home and you're like, oh, like I've had such a bad day, and I'm just gonna be angry and, be aggressive towards my partner. And it's like, whoa, what did I do? Like, why are we having this argument? And they call it mofing.
Misdirection of frustration.
Misdirection of frustration.
And like, it's not a conscious thing. It's something that you
No.
do without realizing it. I feel like you made it sound like it was a conscious, like, I get home after a bad day and I'm like,
Oh, no.
fuck my partner.
But when you say, hey, are you mofing? It's such an efficient and effective way
The
to
other
say,
person.
hey, are
Pissed about something
you
else?
pissed about something else and you're taking it out on me? And then the person who is angry can go, yes.
Yes.
That's exactly what because I feel like you do notice it right
And-
away
yeah.
once you become conscious of
And
it.
from there, you can even continue to be upset and
Yeah.
continue to moaf.
But then
like,
your partner knows that it's not about
it's
them,
not about them,
you know?
and they can just be like, cool, you're basically venting. Like,
yes.
that's fine. That's a better place
Yes.
to start.
Exactly.
Let's fight about the cheese. You know?
Using the word mofing has actually really affected Adam and I's relationship together. Even if I'm the one to come home being like really angry and I start getting into it and I'm like, why didn't you do this? And why is this way? Why did you say this thing? I can be like, and I'm mofing right now. I'm not actually angry at you. And he's like, oh, okay.
Sometimes I'm like,
Then you deal with it a
could
little
you
differently.
not?
Yeah.
But other times I'm like, all right.
Well,
she's
it's
moafing.
nice though too because we both have the permission to say, hey, I'm mofing, and he has the permission to go, are you mofing? Because if I'm not mofing, if I'm actually
Moafs.
angry about something, I can be like, no, I'm not mofing, I'm actually angry about this, and then that clears the air, and there's the communication
And then I can
that
go,
we need.
well, bullshit, don't be mad.
Most of the time when you're arguing, it's really just you and your partner reacting instead of thinking things through. I mean, it's something that is easier said than done, but when you're having an argument and your partner says something hurtful or something that makes you want to jump out of your skin and be like, nuh-uh, take a second. I know it's hard. Take a second and be like, what am I going to say? How am I going to say it? What's my intention behind it? If your intention behind what you're going to say is to be harmful, don't fucking say it.
Well, I think you should take it a step back, actually.
We're arguing now. What?
I like, if you're gonna say something that offensive, you're the one who needs to take a step back. Your partner doesn't have to accept that and then
think
try
it's both.
to. Well, like, there are times when your partner has to accept the horribly offensive thing you just said and try to, breathe and diffuse the argument,
Exactly.
or decide that this is worth it. I need to stand my ground, and we're gonna actually get into an argument,
Well,
a
what I
big
mean is
fight
that
about it.
Both
But-
people need to do it.
Both people should
It's
do
not
it.
just one.
So going into an argument, you have to the intention behind the thing you say has actually really changed the way that I approach these kinds of discussions with Kelly, and I do call them discussions because we truly,
I didn't know that.
well, like, it's the same way, like
We had a very intense discussion.
So, if you're the one who's kind of on the offensive a little bit, I think it's the most important for you to be aware, not of how you're saying it always. I mean, everybody always says be aware. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Everybody says that all the time. And
I'm
it's not that it's not
a
true.
big fan of that.
It's not that it's not true. It's totally true. But I think more importantly, I think if you actually analyze the intention of what you're saying before you say it, I think it'll change everything.
That's what
because
I just said. You're crazy?
it'll change everything. Because you might find, and I've definitely found this, especially if it's something that's picked at me for a long time that we're finally having an argument about or something like that. If I analyze what I'm saying before I say it, I'll realize that I'm about to phrase something in a way that's not productive. I'm about to phrase something in a way that's really emotionally charged
Yeah.
to put you down in some sort of way. and to
Yeah.
make sure that I'm right and I'm on top to get my point across. And that's not helpful. It's just not. You have to be completely aware of what you're saying. Even if you're trying to prove a point or correct, you have to make sure that what you're saying is still grounded in a positive way. You're not saying something to put them down. It's still grounded in a way of love.
That
as it were.
if you
yoga.
if you put down your partner, you're putting down your relationship.
Bang.
You know, like, why do you want to put down your partner? To be right? It feels good, like, in the moment, and then when you keep arguing, it obviously doesn't feel good.
Super sucks.
And if you weren't arguing, would you say this thing about this person?
Yeah.
About your partner that you care about, that you decided to be in a relationship with, you know, or married to, whatever, like...
It's like if you're in an argument, you call the other person a fucking moron. Like, there's just no fucking point.
No.
There's no positive direction that came from. There's no positive direction it's
and
going
you know what,
in.
though?
It
Like,
just doesn't
sometimes...
matter.
And I get it. Like, sometimes it just comes out and you don't mean it. Like, you fucking moron. No, I didn't mean it. Just follow up right away and be like, nope, didn't mean that. Just came out. You know,
Yeah.
so, I mean, we've done that before. It's like, we'll say something hurtful and then it's like, nope, I didn't mean it. You can't use this against me. Like, it just came out of my mouth. Like, it just happened. Like, sometimes my hand just lets go of things. Like, my keys or a water bottle, my hand is just, like, gripping something and then it's not. So, sometimes my mind does the same thing, too. And it just comes out of my mouth. Like, Mean Girls, word vomit. So, like...
My hand might throw this glass. I don't know.
Don't.
I've already spilled enough wine.
You have.
And champagne.
I think that the movie Mean Girls, which I'm sure you've seen, describes it really well. It's just word vomit. It just comes out, and you're like, no, I didn't mean that. And you have to believe your partner when they say that. Like,
it's
word
actually
vomit.
it's a cool moment of trust too. You know, like
Yeah.
if you can have that in the moment. If somebody loses themselves and is unable to analyze their intention before they say it, and then it comes out, the other person then has the job of taking that in and pausing immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
And that pause makes all the difference.
And I'd say, too, that, like, be honest with what you're saying, but don't be hurtful.
Yeah.
Don't be harmful. Be, like Adam said, like, be really aware of what you're saying and how you're saying it.
Without trying to win, without being hurtful. Without
Yeah, an
all those
argument
things.
isn't about winning.
It's not.
It's about both of you winning. Both of you crossing the finish line at the same time together.
Yeah.
It's not about who's right or who's wrong. Whether you're having an argument about, you know, who won that football game in 1986.
Side note.
I don't watch football.
She doesn't. Yeah, you're adorable.
Don't patronize me. Argument town.
Population us. Pew 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 pew. I had an amazing roommate who was the worst person in the world, and she had this incredible sense. And like, I'm actually saying this just like, if this describes your partner, save yourself and bail. She had this amazing way of going, well, I'm just really honest, and that was her excuse to make sure that everything she said was hurtful. Well, I'm just really honest. You just can't take my honesty.
And mean and
it was
low
she was so mean, so condescending.
Yeah.
Everything she said, she would go. It was like she would
go out of her way.
Out of her way to make
To
you
be
feel bad
mean.
about it.
Like,
in the name of honesty. That's not how it
don't
works.
abuse that word. Don't
ever
abuse
abuse
being
it.
honest.
Being honest is not being rude. Those
No.
are not the same things.
It's just not.
Standing up for yourself, there's a way to do it constructively. Make sure you do that. We're just drunkenly like getting emotional about like parts of arguing.
I
Be
also
honest. Don't be mean.
there's also something too that, like, you know, he had that situation. Something that I had in the past was that, you know, I was talking to this guy, and I think it was on Facebook, and he just started picking these fights with me, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, you're literally picking a fight about nothing. What's going on? I was like, dude, what's going on? And he was like, you know, I just feel that if we're not, like, fighting, then, like, where's the passion in our relationship? And I was like, all right, you need to take a chill pill, and once you calm the fuck down, you can come back. Because,
Also, that's fucked up.
yeah, you don't have to fight to have passion. I feel like there's this weird, what's it called? Standard? This weird...
Stigma?
Yeah, maybe stigma. There's this weird stigma that you are level expectation. What's the word?
You can do it.
Stigma. There's a weird expectation that you need to fight to feel passion and to, keep the passion alive in your relationship and whatever. Like, it always reminds me of The Notebook. They're like, I'd rather be fighting with you than be with anyone else. Like, I'm sorry, I love The Notebook, I really do. But I don't want to be in a relationship where I'm fighting all the time. Oh, I love Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams with all my heart, but like, I couldn't be in that fucking relationship.
Honestly,
couldn't fucking do it.
That statement, like, it's not even that it's unhealthy.
Ryan, sorry,
Yeah.
it just like
Good job.
got to me.
It's not even like the unhealthiness of it. It's the like that's a weird fantasy fetishizing kind of thing. Like that's somebody who's
Really,
like
50 Shades. I haven't seen 50 Shades or read it, so I
yeah.
feel like I can't talk about
We
it.
have no idea what that is. I mean, we know what it is, but we don't
But
know.
it
what
is very much like The Notebook
but-
and like Twilight. Like,
Well, yeah,
fantasizing
exactly.
it.
It's this like fantasy where like they want to fight and then like
To, like,
make up
feel-
and have this dramatic
oh,
thing. Like,
you need to be angry, you need to be
Totally
in love
cool.
with you.
totally cool if that's what you want, but like
No,
fucking roll.
I'm gonna say no. It's
no.
not okay.
No. What I'm gonna say is like fucking role play that shit on your own time.
Oh, role playing is different.
Role play that shit
Yeah,
on your
do
own
it.
time. Fucking like be like, yo, like
Yo,
send
let's role
send
play.
your significant a text while they're on their way from work and be like, look, I'm gonna fight with you when you get in the door and we're gonna make up, and like winky face, and then like make that a whole thing. What the fuck ever is my point, because like if that's your fantasy, fucking do it. That's great, but like
Don't
that's,
let it be your real relationship.
that's
though.
fucked up. If
you
that
know?
there's no passion for not arguing. I had one person do something similar to me and like fuck that shit.
Yeah,
Anyways.
I was just like, you gotta leave that alone. Like, you're gonna be over there.
Wait.
I'm
That's
gonna
what
be
she
over
said.
Here. Shut up.
You gotta leave that alone. That's what she said.
You stay over there. I'm gonna be over here.
That's what
Once
she said.
you figure shit out, let me know, because I'm not dealing with this. Like,
True.
it's just not happening. Yeah, I hate when people decide to fight with me about things that aren't worth fighting about. Like, whether it's relationship stuff, with you or exes or even friends or family, I'm just like, this isn't worth fighting about, and I just shut it down, which I don't know is the best thing, but I'm just like, this isn't an argument worth having. Shutting it down.
Dunyan rings.
I feel like I don't do that with you because, it'll fester and then we have to deal with it at some point.
You're a festerer.
You're a fester.
More than me.
Fighting right now.
Hate you. Thank God there's passion, finally!
And just communicate. Don't blame. Just say, this is how I'm feeling. Not, you keep doing this and you keep doing that and this is why you're doing it. No, speak your truth, not your partner's truth.
Sure.
Because it might be a completely different
Yeah.
reality. I mean, I wouldn't say we get into like screaming matches, but
I don't think
sometimes-
we've ever gotten
No,
into
not a
screaming match.
screaming match, but sometimes we have raised our voices before, and I think, and sometimes we get really quiet, and sometimes I say, I can't talk to you right now, and he goes, okay, because
Alright.
I'm not in the right headspace, and
Yeah.
that's also okay to do. You can say, I need a minute, I need a break, I need an hour, however long, but we will come back to it.
And even if it's clawing at the very core of yourself, if somebody's like, I have to have a minute to collect, you just have to give it to them. It's the fucking worst. Well, like with us, like you need more space than I do with an argument. Like Kelly needs more space. Like I can like 10 minutes later, I can be like, okay, like let's rehash, Kelly's not like that.
I have to calm the fuck down.
Which is fucking fine.
But I know that about myself, and I've always known it about myself.
And I
Ever
know
since-
that I gotta walk away. Like 10 minutes ain't enough.
Ever since we started dating, I've always been like,
Yeah.
I need a minute, and a minute might be 48 hours. Like, I need time and I need space to separate because I can't get right into it, because if I do, then I might be mean,
Yeah.
And
Her
I don't
intentions
want to do
won't
that.
be what they need to be.
No,
to
and I
have the
know that, so I
conversation.
need to say, hey, not right now. Because that also was a point of tension.
Wait, watch what I do with my cheeks. Ow. Ow, 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 ow.
No, don't do it again if I hurt.
Ah, it hurts.
Come bring it out. I'd say that another point of tension that Adam and I have had in the past is he didn't understand that I needed time. And that also included going against the rule that he grew up with of never go to bed angry, which I know is a really popular idea. And I'm going to say that I am not a fan of that idea. Sometimes I need to fucking sleep on it and I need to calm the fuck down before I can talk about it.
And it took me years.
It
Because I
did.
was like, I don't understand. Why can't you just get on board to like being happy sooner? You know, that's like how I saw it.
And in my mind, I had that struggle internally too. I was like, why
Yeah.
can't you just do it, Kelly? Like,
'Cause
why
it's
can't
just-
you just talk?
It's just not how it works. Kelly just, that's not how she operates.
No.
Just simply not.
And it can work.
Gotta deal with it another way.
It can work for other people, like figuring out your argument before you go to bed, like, and resolving it.
If it works for you,
If it
call
works
me.
for you-
I'll leave her. We'll be together. Just kidding. I couldn't leave you ever. Oh my god. My life would
Hold
be
on,
pain.
different story. I love
My
you
life
too.
would be pain
Love you too.
without
Shut
you.
up. Sometimes that rule does not apply. It took a long time for Adam to come to terms with that in our relationship. When I go to bed angry, I wake up feeling better and not as angry. Did you just take my wine? You weren't so snaky. So if you need that time to calm down, do it.
Sneakers.
Do it. To recap, mofing, misdirection of frustration. Know that arguing is mostly reacting. You don't need to argue to have passion in your relationship.
Bullshit. Be honest. Not harmful. Be honest. Communicate. Don't blame each other.
This was I Love You, but we need to talk about
Arguing.
Like, comment, subscribe.
If you liked it. If you have something to say.
If you have something to say, comment and let us know
or
if you want us to
subscribe.
or subscribe.
Subscribe.
Let us know if you want us to talk about something specific, anything that's going on with your relationship, anything that you're just curious about. Ask us questions about our relationship. We're happy to answer.
Yeah.
And enjoy 1,000 stories with the buffalo.
Yeah. It was really good. It's
I
worth.
really like this.
It's definitely worth the money. It's definitely
Trader
worth the money.
Joe's,
TJ's.
Anyway,
So, thank you so much. There's nothing in there. You're fooling nobody.
I gotta drop. I'll finish this.
That's good. Finish both. Maybe you got a full sip out of that shit. Hey guys. Goodbye.